WordNerds. It is NaNoWriMo. It is sweater weather. We are so happy to have you here with us for an extra special Nano kickoff write-in. We don't usually jump on here on Mondays, but we want to get off to a good start. So we figured we would get on here, see how many of you are around and writing as well, and get some words down together. So
There's
today
so
we are going
here.
to do... I know!
Oh, yay!
That was always so exciting.
A lot of familiar names, too. It's good to see you all.
I always like... It's so nice to see people that we haven't seen since last Nano. And like, I don't know if they just like don't write at all or just kind of lurk and then get more into things during Nano. It is wonderful.
I like that we have some people who were at our werewolf party last night. Like, we killed them and they came back. And
hopped up on
we accused them of murder and they came back.
Actually, it turned out no werewolves were actually murdering anybody, and the whole thing was just an exercise in profiling. It was awful.
We have some concerns, but we had fun.
It was a good time. So we really, all of you who appreciate both kinds of content that we provide here on the WordNerds, we extra appreciate you. But welcome to anyone who is new here. We are the WordNerds. We have been doing NaNoWriMo-y things for many, many years now and love doing just all the write-ins that we can during November. So this will be the first of at least, I don't know how many Sundays are in November. 5 or 6. So thank you for joining us. We do write-ins every Sunday at 7:30 Eastern as well. So please consider joining us for those as well. And we will try to throw in a few more like this during the week, during Nano, just because we all need to get words written. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we are going to jump in pretty soon because we all got words we need to write. So
how's Nano going for everyone? Let us know in the discussion section if you've already started Nano or if this is going to be your first Nano words of the month.
These are my first Nano words. I'm like, how could it be going? I haven't done anything yet. But I guess we're like more than halfway through the first day. So
I mean, if you aren't already having like a panic attack about it, it's probably good at this point. I don't know.
I realized that I have like no idea how to start my first chapter because beginnings are so hard for me. So I'm just like, I will do some characterization and world building, like delay starting. That's fine.
I ended up taking the advice of some of the people who were enabling us in the chat, and Emma and I both stayed up until midnight and got started right at midnight.
Oh, wow.
So I got 1,059 words.
Ooh.
And so I don't have to do that many to stay on target today, but I'd like to get ahead because I know I'm going to hit like Animal Crossing release day and I'm not going to write for a few days. So yeah, we had a question from Leslie. Do you guys outline before writing your story?
Megan does.
Yes.
I do not. My current amount of preparation is I have an inciting incident. I know a lot about the characters. I kind of know what the midpoint twist is.
Nice.
Pantser.
Oh, did you?
I have like a brief chapter outline for each thing, that, like major plot points that are happening, but it's like very vague. It's just like, this is what the protagonist is doing in this chapter, and this is the conflict. But then like details, I have none.
I'm doing something a little different this year and like trying to write like a narrative choose your own adventure kind of game thing. So I have like the first few options worked out in the program that I'm using, but that's really as far as I got on this one because I decided like a week ago what I was doing. So I'm just gonna hope for the best.
Nice. Kyra, did you end up staying up till midnight your time and starting?
I did. I think it was a mistake. I'm so tired today. And I had a dentist appointment this morning, and that's like my irrational fear. One of them. The other one is flying in an airplane. So I think I just like also didn't sleep because I knew I was going to have to wake up and go to the dentist, which is a stupid thing. But nonetheless, I'm very tired but kind of like in the fun, like, woo, let's have fun. I'm tired. So
thank you so much for joining us again, everyone. We're so glad to have you here. It's really great to see those of you who have started already. Hopefully, if you haven't started yet, this can help kind of give you the push you need to get past those first few sentences, which I know for me are always the hardest because I want them to be really good first few sentences, and they very rarely are. So we're going to jump in, let's say like in 5 minutes, get kind of eased in to all of this, say hi to everyone. We're going to jump in with a warm-up sprint at the 15. So that means 15 after the hour. And then you just put whatever hour you're in your time zone. That's the number at the front if you've never done one of these with us before. So we're going to jump in at the 15 and we'll do a 15-minute warm-up sprint. And then we'll move into some 20-minute ones.
Thanks to Michelle for the dentist solidarity.
Yeah. Crazy Foxy said, yes, the first 3 sentences took like an hour. Yeah. I wanted them to be so good because I did outline a lot. So, and it's like scene by scene. I know almost everything that's happening. And so it was like, oh, well, I know everything that's happening. So it should be easy to make it pretty. I don't have to worry about what's happening. And that was not the case.
My opening line was like one of the few things I knew before midnight last night. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
What's it like to be superior?
I don't know if you missed the part where that was like the only thing I knew about my manuscript. Megan's like, I have my entire plot, and I'm like, I have 3 sentences and 2 ideas. It's not superior.
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Well, this is my first time writing an adult book. Have any of you written adult before?
This is my first adult one. I've read a lot of adult, but
Yeah.
I've written adult before, and definitely am leaning more in that direction the farther along I go into things.
same.
Any advice for switching over from YA to adult at all?
That is tricky. The
I'll just
standard
put you on the
Nano
spot.
advice of don't worry too much about it right now. Write it however is
Yeah,
going to be the
true,
most
true.
fun for you. And then you can, like, it's just little things like if your plot is adult based, but you're still writing in like a YA tone, you're solid. Like it's not, it's really kind of what drew you to writing adult instead this time around and what you want to lean into.
That's exciting. I didn't know your Anastasia book was adult.
Yeah, it was going to be YA, and then as I started to brainstorm, I'm like, this feels more like adult.
Yeah, if any of you are new here, when we started this channel, like 7 or 8 years ago, we were all exclusively YA writers, and we've kind of like rebranded a couple times in between to like branch out first to writing all age categories, and then now it's not just books that we talk about, it's also just storytelling in all its forms.
We had a question. The Bird of Inferno. That's a great name. What programs does everyone use? Google Docs, Scrivener, Word, etc. I'm drafting a novel pad currently. I usually switch over to Google or to Word at some point, but right now first draft is novel pad.
I'm really torn. I feel like all I'm doing is organizing my work in different areas. So I'm like, oh, I'll do Google Docs so that I can edit it anywhere. And then I'll do Scrivener because that has a really nice system for organization. And then I should also do Microsoft Word because like that's the standard format for a lot of traditional publishing. And then I'm like, no, that's too many places.
I'm drafting this time in Scrivener. They got me back. I wanted to try out Scrivener 3 and I really like it. So
They did do the link up with NaNoWriMo. That is pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm drafting in Scrivener, and then usually I revise in Google Docs, and I don't put it in Word until I'm about to start subbing it.
That's fair.
We've got people letting us know what they're doing or what they're using in the discussion section. We've got 1 minute before we're going to start our first sprint, which is going to last 15 minutes. If you've never done one of these before, we do have prompts to kind of get you inspired. If you need inspiration, you by no means need to use it. So our first prompt is, in this scene, write about a character breaking a rule for a good reason. And so, yeah, we're going to start now. We will write for 15 minutes and then check back in. And I will put all that prompt information and timing in the discussion section and in a little banner down at the bottom. Good luck, everyone. time. How did that go for everyone? Calculator.
It's about 500 words for me.
Dang.
I don't know if the program I'm using will let me see word count, which I probably should have considered in all of this. Oh, yeah. Okay, 231 words.
I got 232.
Very nice. Or, constantly having to one-up me.
Let us know in the comments how you did. And welcome to M, a first-time Nano participant.
Yes, welcome. We're so glad to have you here.
We're excited for everyone, but I always get like a little extra excited when someone's doing it for the first time.
I do think the first Nano is the most magical.
We have almost 60 people here with us, which is incredible.
Dang, welcome.
No, I don't even know 60 people.
If you've never watched us before, we're the WordNerds. Some of them at least. We are a rotating cast of characters who come, depending on their work schedules, onto this here YouTube, and we talk about books and writing. And every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time during the month of November, we are going to be hosting write-ins just like this. And we were talking about this a little in the pre-chat, but I think it was Andrew who mentioned once word crawls, and I found a word crawl that I'm really excited about that I'm gonna theme one of our write-ins around, and it's gonna be very fun. Shannon said, "Why is it everyone wants to talk to you the second you start a sprint?" Yes.
Although, like halfway through that one, my sister came down trying to give me her baby, so. Nope, unavailable.
M says, sadly, I'm 56 years old. You are never too old to start Nano or start doing like any sort of writing. So yeah, no, it's super cool that you're here.
Yes.
The Bird of Inferno says, I'm realizing how much faster I write now than when I did my first Nano. Definitely true. One thing I always like to say about Nano is that you kind of get better at it the more you do it. So like if you don't win your first Nano, that's okay. Neither did I. But I learned a lot about how I write and how I do Nano, and it made me better at doing Nano in the future.
Yeah.
And you do get faster at writing the more you do it. So
for sure. Crazy Foxy asked, will we be doing any events for Nano HQ? We will. We're going to be hosting one write-in over there for sure. We're still hammering down the date and time on that, I believe. But it's going to be...
No, it's the 4 o'clock on whatever date we gave them, which I want to say is the 23rd.
Okay, so yeah, it's going to be towards the end of November. And then we're also going to make a regular video for them where there will be shenanigans. Not so much the writing advice, more so just the encouragement and shenanigans. PJ asked, I'm curious about how you all use prompts. Do you just write a random part of your story using the prompt and try to fit it in later, or do you try to wedge it into the moment you are in at the time?
I use the prompt if it's convenient for me, or if I just like am really stuck. The prompts here are totally optional, so
yeah. Usually it's like if it sparks something, great. If not, I tend to just be impressed around whatever theme with prompts we've come up with and just have it kind of in the back of my head, but that's it.
Yeah, I loved the chat where Des did those prompts. That was just a list of things from like a junk drawer, and you had to try and incorporate as many. That's like the one time I've actually tried to fit a scene that I've written around a prompt was during that chat. But otherwise, yeah, if I don't know where I'm going next, that's when I'm most likely to use a prompt.
They can be also nice for if you're just trying to figure out your character's voice or personality. Just put them in random situations. Be like, how would you handle this?
That's a great, if you're stuck during Nano tip, just pick a random thing that doesn't even necessarily have to relate to your plot and drop them in and see what they do, or see what feels right for them to do. Let's just jump right into the next one. We'll do funky numbers. I used to feel very passionately that I needed to stick to 5s and 0s, but The longer we're on YouTube, the more chaotic it gets. And sometimes we're talking when the minute turns to a 5 and don't want to wait 5 minutes to jump back into the story.
We have, before we jump back in, a couple questions about the write-in schedule, because we are 90% chaos. For sure on Sundays, I'm sure we can figure out when the one we're doing with Nano is, but like these midweek ones are probably going to be spontaneous.
Yeah, just when we can rally enough of us to do it.
But for sure on Sunday nights, and we'd love to see
Sundays
you
at 7:30, and we'll double check during this next sprint the Nano day and get that to you. So yeah, our next sprint is going to be a 20-minute one. I have my prompts in the private chat. Okay, prompt number 2, should you need a prompt, is your character tells a lie that turns out to be true, or vice versa. And for the record, I did not come up with these ones on my own. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I got these ones from Reedsy, Reedsy. It's a great website for writers. So yeah, definitely check out that site if you're looking for more writing inspiration. Let's jump in at the 7, and we will go for 20. So we'll go from 37 to 57.
The alternative would just be to do weird sprint times. So we could finish at like the 50 if we did like a 23-minute sprint.
Oh,
that's true. A lot of channels,
or we could finish on the hour.
Like,
yeah,
put up actual timers, and every time I see that, I'm like, that is amazing. We should do that. And I've done it like twice, and then
chaos.
I just don't. Yeah, we embrace chaos here.
We're the chaos channel. If you are likewise interested in chaos, you're in the right place.
So now write chaotically for 20 minutes. Good luck, everyone. I got 490.
Mine mostly ended up like handwritten, so I don't know, but I feel like I made progress.
Nice.
I wasn't paying enough attention to where I left off after the last one, but I'm over 2K for the day. Barely.
Yes.
Over 2K.
Yeah, I just broke my 1667 for the day, so.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw your comment, Vanessa. I started working at a French bakery, and on Sundays you get to take home the leftovers. So I was eating a apple almond croissant pinwheel.
I was eyeing it.
And I was like, I hope that's something yummy from the bakery.
You looked so happy when you came back that I was like, it must be something from the bakery. Let us know.
Some rock star word counts coming up here in the chat.
Let us know if you haven't yet how you did. And also, there was talk earlier, right before we started the sprint, that there is a global word crawl going on starting in a few days that you can find out more through, I think, joining a Nano Discord that some regional groups are blasting out there. So if anyone has more details on that, definitely let us know, because that sounds very fun. And I'm really liking having groups to write with lately. If there's anything bookish, NaNoWriMo writing related that you want us to talk about in between sprints, just let us know. We're probably going to do one more sprint after this and then call it for the day. But yeah, we'll be back every Sunday, 7:30 Eastern, and then intermittently during the week as we are able to get at least 4 of us together to do it.
I'm still just excited how many people we have here today.
Yeah, me too. If you are someone who is not currently, definitely subscribe to us if you like us enough to want to be subscribed to our content, or if you just want to see on your YouTube page when we're going live to do these. If you asked us a question also that we did not answer, and it was a question about reading, writing, or Nano, definitely feel free to re-ask it. We're not ignoring those questions. There's just a lot of people here, which is really exciting.
Things are a little extra hectic today, but I think we're making the most of it.
The Shadows Layer used the prompt. It said it was very useful.
I'm glad. I really liked that one when I saw it. I was like, oh, that can be played with for sure. Prophetic Prose said, I want to gush about the character I'm using as my POV character right now. Go for it. Do it.
Gush in the chat.
We will validate you.
Yeah.
I'm having a bit of a weird, I hadn't thought that much about it, but right now I'm writing this in second person. It's like, you are buying this haunted house kind of thing. And I don't know if that's a mistake and I should change my mind now before I go too deep. But
I think that's choose your own adventures, typically second person.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite horror beginnings was in Meddling Kids, and it was an opening chapter that was in second person that was very unsettling.
Oh yeah, I put the book down because it was so unsettling. Tiffany asks if we're doing any For the Words promos this year. We are not.
We don't have anything planned now.
We are, not that on the ball this year, I guess.
Yeah, we've done a lot of reflecting over the last year or so, thinking about what we want for the channel and making sure that we're putting enough into the channel while also prioritizing actually writing, because it's so easy to fall into the trap of only talking about writing. And especially just being on social media in general as a writer, even if you're not running the YouTube channel, it can be so easy to get so involved that you see everyone's successes and everyone talking about oh, well, what's your success? And not feeling like you have enough compared to other people. So
basically we've tried to downsize so that we're just doing the things that are best for us and for the channel.
Yeah.
Puffy... Sorry, it's scrolled up too fast. I wanted to be... Puffy Books also use the prompt.
Yay!
Rocket Joe 86 says sprints are helping me so much in the beginning. I'm a perfectionist and bad at beginnings, but sprints help me focus on the writing instead of perfectionism. Yes, that is one of the things I love most about Nano, is that it really helps me to turn off my criticism brain.
And I think some of my best advice for Nano in general, because it's making me a little sad being like, there's so many people here now, and then just having that like slow decline of like that need to reminder not to be perfect also applies when you're not hitting your word count and you know you're not going to win. Please keep writing. Please keep going. It is fun all month long, even when you hit that point, as all of us have, where you just know it's not going to happen for 50K, but it is still so much fun to keep going. There's so much you can learn. It's so valuable. So you don't need to have a perfect Nano, even as much as you don't need to have a perfect book.
Yeah, I think Kyra did a very small thread on this today. Just the fact that like the way the last 2 years have been, it's very normal if you aren't feeling as excited about Nano as you have in the past.
I've seen like, I feel like an abnormally large number of posts from people on Twitter today, or like this year, just saying like, I just do not have it in me this year, including people who are like, I have like a 5-year win streak that I don't want to lose, but I just like cannot do it this year. And that is totally okay. It's totally okay. I think even if you like plan to finish and think you're in good shape, like give yourself permission to quit if you like, or not quit, but like, you know, give yourself permission to not win if you need to, you know. Your writing is like not going to work if you're not also taking care of yourself. So
yeah, because you can also have permission to quit if you need it, but Nano is such a wonderful time for getting inspired and becoming part of the writing community. So even if you're not working on your Nano book, just like letting yourself stay part of this energy is so helpful.
I wasn't trying to say you can't quit. I wanted to rephrase in a way that like felt a little more positive and acknowledge that like you know, even if you just wrote today and did nothing else, like you got words that you might not have gotten otherwise. So lots of affirmations from us, regardless of how well you do. We're just that you're excited that you're here and that you're interested in writing. So welcome.
Yeah, a very gentle Nano.
Soft Nano.
But we do believe in all of you, especially if you have been looking at your writing and think like, yeah, I think I could do this. I do want to try this, or like, I think this could get me excited about writing again. I know that's what Nano is very much this year for me, is like, oh, I think I could be really excited about a project, which I just haven't been super excited about a project in a while.
I'm in a very similar boat, but for me, it's also Megan's book that I'm
Yes. So yeah, we believe in you. You can do it. We hope you'll stick around and keep writing in with us as well. And if you also do write-ins on your channel, definitely feel free to mention that in the discussion section. Always pro people doing write-ins on YouTube. So
we have a quick question. Is there a site to put our work in progress when participating in NaNoWriMo?
If you're talking about like a place to actually publish your work, there's nothing like that. You could use sites like Wattpad if you want to be like publishing your work on the internet as you go. And you can put those links in like your NaNoWriMo profile. If you're talking about updating your word count, you can do that on the NaNoWriMo website, which is NaNoWriMo.org, I believe. Let me put that in a banner. It is org, right? Someone double check that for me. Your sitcom.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's .org.
NaNoWriMo.org. You can create an account there, announce your novel, and then you can put word count updates. And I hope you're all doing that, because that chart is what keeps me going in November. I love that chart. I also learned today that your buddies can DM you on NaNoWriMo. I'm so sorry if you've DM'd me in the last 2 years. I didn't know that was a thing people could do.
I feel like now I'm going to get a cryptic DM from Megan like November 17th or something.
Oh, absolutely.
Now that she's realized she can do that. We have so many comments that I like want to talk about all of them, because it's
it's okay to take a bigger break before the last sprint.
Okay. Prophetic Prose is telling us about their character, who sounds awesome.
Yes.
Does not have a name yet, so that's a big Nano move.
Just do like main character in all capital letters, one word, and then you can just find and replace later.
Yeah, we have Julia C says, I was super ready for Nano, but about a week ago, but now that it started, I lost all motivation trying to get excited again. Like we said, gentle Nano. Like, we hope maybe that just like sitting and doing some word sprints get you feeling it again, but if not, that happens, and it's okay. But we do hope you find your enthusiasm again.
For sure. Crazy Foxy said, I did DM you, Megan. That's how I found out. I was like, oh, look at that. They must have put it in a different place, so I actually saw it now.
Whoa. Sorry. You finish. I got distracted by a comment.
I said, speaking of new things, Annalie mentioned, and they've added so you can see your buddy's word count again. I love this. So now when you log into Nano, you can see like updates of how close people are on like their daily goals or their Nano goals. And it is so cool. It feels
that
more
was the
interactive.
thing I got excited about.
Yeah.
And a little bit like, oh, people can see my word count. I got it right now. But also I can stalk my friends. So I guess it's a trade-off.
Emily's main character is a female assassin in a fantasy world currently called Steve. Yep, I love that.
Is the assassin named Steve or is the fantasy world named Steve? Are they both named Steve?
I thought the world was named Steve. I would love that.
I think it should be both or all of them, or Steve. Steve is a great placeholder name. I think Steve might actually be my go-to placeholder name.
Mine is Claudia.
Just like
or just like main character, whatever the character's purpose is.
Although that reminds me, at some point, either together, but it'd be fun to find a way to do it live of doing like a Animal Crossing word crawl of some
I would love that so much. I will absolutely plan that.
Yes.
That was related because my Animal Crossing island name is Claudia, because I thought they would let me change it later. And they did not.
Ken R asks, what's the percentage split of planners, pantsers? I think a percentage split is hard because we kind of tend to fall on a spectrum. I think among the word nerds, we're lean a little more plottery.
I think we err on the side of loose plotter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of astronauts.
Yeah, I would guess like 75% of us are loose plotters.
Basically everyone but me.
And I
think a lot of us have aspirations for plotting that don't always come through to the level at which we aspire.
I will plot once every 5 years.
You used to be like pretty hardcore, and then you went like pretty hard the other direction. This has been the first one to really bring you back.
Yeah, it is. Who am I? I don't know.
I believe this name is Shaylee. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Says, I've been writing nonstop since this write-in started and have 1,240 words so far. Hoping to finish today's word count before the live ends.
Yes, I believe in you.
Okay, the assassin is Steve. Glad we got that.
Just something to consider.
That's not the author. Rocket Jones 86 says Steve and assassin in Steve. That was not clarification. That was someone else making fun of me for not knowing which one was which.
Just, it's something to consider.
Yeah, someone here naming their baby Earth. It's not completely impossible.
I mean, people name, like, there are all sorts of names that are like place name, not necessarily Earth, but like city names, like
Montana.
London or Montana, Sedona, Virginia.
Like Earth.
Or Earth. You can name your child Earth.
So yeah, I think we'll start our last sprint at the 15. And it'll be a 20-minute one again. Give Shaylee enough time to hit that word count goal.
I love that about Nano. I'm just like, I get so personally invested in anyone who's sharing in the comments how it's going. of especially like showing up for multiple chats of like and like starting to know what your stories are, and like we've done like, okay, we'll do just an extra word sprint because so and so needs the help, time permitting and all of that. But like getting to do those kind of things and just actually have a real community going is the best part of all of this.
For sure. I a few hours ago, I got it in my head that I was going to go through my Nano buddies list because I have added literally everyone who has added me over the last 7 years. Well, I guess the last 2 or 3 since they revamped the website. And so I was like, well, I'll go through, and if anyone hasn't been on since 2019, then I'll remove them as a buddy. And I kept seeing people's like projects, and I was like, what if they come back? What if they I like that project. And I could not remove anyone. It was way too emotional.
For the same reason, might have more friends on Nano than I do in real life.
Oh, absolutely.
I know like 5 people in real life, but on Nano I'd have many friends. So Jocelyn says problems I had naming my content. Well, they came here because it was rich in resources and fields, plenty of places for farming, and there's lots of green. I'll call it Greenland. Wait, taken.
Greenfield. Just put something different in the place of land.
Joe Catherine points out that Tara is a pretty common girl's name, kind of means earth.
Yeah.
I do like that.
So we do have a prompt for our final sprint, and that prompt is a character sees something that they've only seen before in a dream. And again, you don't have to use these prompts if they aren't helpful or applicable to what you're doing, but they are there if you're feeling a little stuck and just want something to go off of. This is going to be our last sprint. We're going to go to the 35. And yeah, we hope that if you're enjoying this and you want to see more of our stuff, you'll subscribe or, just remember us. Keep looking us up. We'd love to have you here throughout Nano. It's been so much fun seeing everyone, and we will chat for a little bit after the last sprint. So we're not going to immediately jump offline. But yeah, if there's anything you want us to discuss pertaining to Nano, though, maybe get it in before the last sprint is up. That way we don't miss it. But if we do, we'll be back on Sunday at 7:30 Eastern time. I did set up the event during one of these sprints. Wow. So I will put that link in the discussion section once this is over, so you can have that saved if you would like it.
Steve Land.
Yes.
Steve-topia, I think, would be a good option.
Yes. Yeah, Leslie said, I'm writing about dreams. I saw your comment about your main character, and I was like, oh, this next prompt is perfect.
United States of Steve. Yeah. United States of Steve.
United Steves of Steve. And on that note, it is time to write for 20 more minutes. I will put all the prompt info in the discussion section and in that little bar down below. Good luck, everyone. And time.
I actually got some words down.
Yay! And I got 325 and finished my first chapter.
Hey!
Yay!
I finished my first chapter. I don't know how many words I got, but I finished my first chapter.
Yay!
2,106 for Nano. So just a little
Starting off
ahead.
strong.
Yeah. How'd you do, Kelly?
I'm not sure how to like track the words on this because there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff. So I'm just kind of making
How are
progress.
you feeling?
Feeling good. I'm excited about this. So
Nice.
Excitement is half the battle.
it really, really is.
Mm-hmm. We've got Puffy Books got 462, Vanessa 549, Shannon 206, Misty Kate making some notes. Puffy Books named a side character Steve. Yes.
I think we should all name a side character
Absolutely.
Steve. I don't
Yeah.
care if it doesn't make sense with the naming scheme of your world.
And then when they get published, readers and be like, "Why is everyone's name Steve?"
Although I like that Aaron's just hanging in the comments being like, Dave is also a good name and like playing with different iterations on Steve Land.
Yes. Shout out to Erin, who's also a word nerd, wasn't feeling well today. She's in the comments as Necessarily Macabre, which is her new YouTube channel. So you should check it out. She talks about spooky things. Yeah, everyone's doing so great. Thank you so much for sharing your word counts. Keep sharing them. We had right before we started the sprint, Danielle said, meal prep. It's killing me. I need a cook. Yes, I need to meal prep. If
I don't have it in me to meal prep, but for Nano, I like planning prepped. And I made a family calendar with a dinner listed for every day in November, plus whose turn it is to cook it. At least taking the thinking out for me is the biggest part of like, oh, what are we having for dinner?
Yeah.
Now I don't have to think about that part.
Yes, if you've got any great recipes that you love, definitely drop those in the discussion section, especially if they're particularly like easy or you can prep them beforehand. We've got Maxwell actually picked my plot and started writing. I had no idea what I was going to write until half an hour ago.
Oh, wow.
That's wild. I'm glad you were able to
Maxwell
pick one.
embodies the chaotic energy that the word nerds love.
Mhm.
Love
Yes.
them.
PJ used the prompt. Yay. The Shadows Lair got 28.29 total for the day. That's amazing. Oh, Crazy Foxy said Nano is kicking off on their YouTube in 20 minutes. So definitely hop over there. I will grab those links actually. Chat amongst yourselves.
The Shadows Lair says, I did not think I would use the prompt, but I sort of ended up doing so.
That happens more often than you'd think. Like, oh, this doesn't really make sense, but then it's almost like there in the back of your head as you're writing. I'm like, oh, this could be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd say that I used it, but I do have a line where my character talks about like this being their worst nightmare, which like felt like kind of like
It's like a nod to the prompt.
a nod to the prompt.
Yes.
I acknowledge the prompt.
All right. I've just put a link for that Nano live stream, and now I'm going to grab a link to our upcoming on Sunday live chat.
Aw, bunny cuddles sound fun.
That's kind of distraction. Maxwell, I don't usually pants this hard, but apparently that is the vibe for this year.
Sometimes you just have to.
Sometimes you gotta. I've been there.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of what I'm doing this year as well. Just kind of showing up and trusting in the magic of Nano.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I got a good feeling, and not just because I have almost perfectly won every other year of Nano, and this is an other year. Keep the pattern going. I have to win this year.
Which is almost funnier than feeling like you have to keep like like I've done this every year for the last 5 years. I have to do it again. Like yours is almost.
I've messed it up one time, and my checkerboard isn't going to be as cute because of it.
That's my grandma had my dad on her birthday, and then my dad had my sister on I mean, it's both their birthdays, so it's so now my sister's like, I feel a weird amount of pressure to have a son on my birthday.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't think you can plan for that, but you can try.
Oh wow, Janik has almost 5,000 for the day. That's amazing.
Nice. That is so exciting.
Shaylee recommends stew or soup in a crock pot. I love the crock pot, and that's like very seasonal. It is soup season, at least in the States, most places.
Oh, this is making me hungry.
I know.
Yeah, just in case, just did a list of things. I'm like, those all sound delicious.
It's dinner time. I do have leftover soup from yesterday, so.
Good soup.
All right, so we'll probably wrap it up, so you guys also have time to maybe eat some food, relax a little bit before jumping on to the Nano kickoff. Again, I did put that link in the discussion section. And yeah, we will be back on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time with another write-in. We'll do 3 writing sprints just like today. And it'll be a great time. So definitely please subscribe if you want to. I'm going to say that less, I swear, as we go on, but I'm trying to be better.
No, we're like 19 subscribers away from 12K.
We really want to hit 12K, and we'll stop asking once we hit 12K.
We won't stop asking. It's like it's an instinct for Megan now. Like she doesn't even think about it.
Also, it's a great like awkward silence filler.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. Again, thank you so much for being here. This was a lot of fun. We really love talking about writing and getting writing done with you all. So we hope you will stick around with us, not just in November, but beyond. And yeah, we will see you all later. Good luck on your first day of Nano. We've got this. We love you guys. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. Bye.